suffering me, I'm feeling it, so I was thinking true. The people be with Hello, we were telling us with the ballet. The people be with Hello, we were telling us with the ballet. The people be with ballet. Oh, we're telling us we not bala. The people that we bala. We were telling us we not bala. Representative, senator, minister, president, very suffering us today. Oh, Allah be real. The people, you can see, Allah be real. Liberians suffering, Liberians. We see it, we don't do it, nothing. Liberians suffering, Liberians. We see it, we don't do it, nothing. Liberian people suffering, Liberians today. We see it, we don't do it, nothing. Liberians, what we will do? We tire with war, we tire with destruction. We tire with tribalism, people just is special interest. We are tired. We are tired. We are tired. Liberians suffering, Liberians today. We see it, we not doing nothing. That always in the last every people's life. At the end of the month, no salary. Security day and not rest in the last every people's life. At the end of the month, no salary. The simple US coming from. And the simplest the people carrying the US dollar.
Just in the market.
We're telling us.
Check it. See, love is the key. Together we can move on.
Yes.
Man, one just united we can hold on. Look for is not to move on. There is no development that we can boast of. Educating your fellow man, jam for reaches. What's in the form of investment like a hitches. Not because you want to take. My children never slave, no unity. We die in poverty. Yeah, no attention for the disability. Forget the war being so in all that. Now we stand divided, we go fall flat. Yeah, now we go fall flat. Now a woman won't go on, until they won't go. Now a woman won't go on, until they won't go. Tell us, bro. They increase the price of the something in massive. They increase the price of the something in massive. Massive. Oh, we had it to massive. They increase the price of the something in massive.
They're coming again, they're coming to fool us. We were telling us we are better. Liberia is the wonder who we are. Nowhere to go, nowhere to run. Liberians, let us stop corruption to rebuild our great nation. Liberians don't be international community for our problems. Our problems is ourselves. Liberians suffering, Liberian today. We see it, we not doing nothing. Shoot your mom, just a jobber, maga with me. You're the boss, listen to me. Hey, Liberian people are tired. Liberian people, we are tired. Liberian people, listen to me. Make the righteous in for the for your future, for generation, make the righteous in for the the people be with Hello. We were telling us with the belly. The people be with Hello. We were telling us with the belly. The people be with Hello. We're telling us we not bala. The people that we were telling us Lord, give me your ears. Amen. Hey God, yeah. Look at Guinea, look at Togo, look at Benin, look at Senegal. La people, the old and the poor, and the country to get here. Don't say that don't pay. For the teacher, you see for the trace, they say that politics. For the AC car to the AC office. See what's on pay at the pocket cheese. That's what they are limited to KZLA. For him to more jail, we're looking for it. The Congo suppressing the native, the girl are aching. For what was the 12 to stupid? I beg you, I do drunk you on back it. Uncle reach to vision 2030. I be where your vote is a power. Take no, the vote is a power. Let's tell Liberia, the heavy mirror. So everybody can be plenty to need your home. Don't fall for rest, don't fall for money, fall for your future.
This is LB Black Diamond, alongside with Mikey Fiso. Just in the market.
Okay, there's one from Lofa County. Alright, strictly from Lofa County. This one's in Loma. Welcome to the program. Profile Liberia, special edition. We have a lot on the plate, but first of all, I'm trying to put the juice in there. So we'll be returning to our program, LIB Gospel Music Promo Show. It's not dead yet. Hopefully by next week Sunday. The program LIB Gospel Music Promo Show will be back. God's willing. Change the flavor a little bit, somebody want to come on quick. All right, let's see what we can get our brother there. So. This weekend, some people it's already Sunday morning. The wonders of God, let's appreciate Him. God bless you all. And thanks for sharing the video as well. Inviting somebody to come and watch. Let's talk Mama Liberia. LIB Palavana. Mama Kitty Ayane. We're trying to see what we can get also here. Facebook is telling us that stay adding, so we're waiting for our brother to activate on the side. And we can hear from you. Oh, it's a connection failed. All right, it's a connection failed. I'm going to stop the music a little bit now, and let me just introduce the show to you. Thank you very much for joining in. It's always a pleasure. Yeah, thank you very much for joining in. Thank you. We'll come back to music later on. We'll take a break and we'll come back to music later. But like I said, let me take you. And this show is actually in solidarity with the students in Morocco. Their plight isn't be addressed yet, and so we're doing this show in solidarity with them, and we hope that our leaders back home will see reason and take into consideration the goodness that education can bring to us. I guess that is Fred. Fred, good afternoon. The goodness that education can bring to the nation. Because I keep saying it and I will keep saying it every day. Education, investing in education is not a gamble. It is not a gamble. When you invest in education, when you invest in your people. Thank you, Fred. How are you? When you invest in your people, your investment is a long-term reap of the benefit. Oh, okay. You'll be enjoying the show, small, with Fred. Hedge, how are you? Hedge. All the way there in Sweden, our sister. That's great to always, you're at work, once Max is on, you always want to tune in. That's great. Enjoy your day at work. Enjoy your evening shift here. And so, for me to have heard from the Minister of Education, buttressed by the Foreign Minister, that, almost in a angry mood about our children that are in that part of the world, in Morocco, threatening them to bring them back home. Have decided to say that they are returning to their status quo. That means the children were receiving something like $350 to $400 US, but it's now it will be brought down to $100 US per month to live on. And I'm sitting here, as he was in speech on Thursday, I was just sitting and watching and asking myself, wow, does this man mean business? Is it possible for somebody to live in foreign land with $100 a month? Is it possible? Can this man, maybe far distant, a distant relative, be treated like that? And he goes celebrate. And I was sitting there wondering as to what is the future of these children? What is the future of Liberia going to look like if they play the game to the extent that all of these children have to come back? They have to abandon their studies. Because even the United Nations, they keep telling the world that Liberians, the typical Liberian in Liberia, lives on less than $1 a day. Less than $1 a day. And then you send people, children abroad in a land that the language isn't their first language. And you telling the children that as of now, you are going back to the drawing table, that those students that were there sometimes 2015 or upward, you are receiving $100, that you're going back there and give our children $100 a month. Mr. Minister, we're begging you, in the name of the progress of this nation, in the name of the next generation that is coming, we're begging you, in the name of the next generation, we're begging you. You have to see reasons. Abandon this particular threats. You can't get angry with the children. I know the anger is that why did the children have to come to the press? Why do they have to speak to the press? Why? Why do they have to go to the embassy to raise concerns? Why? These are the reasons that you people are angry. These are the reasons that the government of Liberia is angry. I'm not quite sure if the president is aware. I'm not quite sure if the president is also angry. But the response from the direct representatives of the president, that is the education minister and the minister of foreign affairs, it tells me that indeed the authority is angry with the children. And this is not how you should respond to them. This is not how you should disappoint them. Yes, it will be a huge disappointment to them. A huge disappointment to the Republic of Liberia. Huge disappointment to the community and the family people they come from. And for me, as usual, I will be writing the education minister again. We want to appeal to you to abandon your quest that these children who are there should receive $100 each every month or risk coming back home. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right, Honorable Minister. The money is coming from the Republic of Liberia covers. It is not coming from an individual pocket. It is the taxpayers' money. Whatever money we sent to them in Morocco isn't coming from Mr. Weir's pocket. No, it is not coming from the pocket of the foreign minister. No, it's not coming from the education minister pocket. The money is the taxpayers' money. Let me see who's trying to come on my dashboard. Oh, Mr. Kangba. Yeah, we're going to take Mr. Kangba, honestly. And then we can go on with you. Let's see whether we can take Mr. Kangba. And so I want to appeal to you, Honorable Minister. There's appeal. It will follow with letter tomorrow. We're begging you to reconsider your decision. Do not bring those children back. When you bring the moment you bring those children back, You risk the future of this nation. I heard the stories. They are all gone there with big dreams. What they want to study, how they want to be useful in society, how they are hungry to contribute to society, how they are hungry to contribute to their community, to their country. Yes, these are young children, these are babies, freshly just graduated from high school. Why would you want to let them down? Why would you want to really destroy their future? You know what it means? When you bring them back home today, you know what it means? Okay, let's see. I think we get, let's see what I can get, John. What it means, Honorable Minister, when you put those children back on a plane, because they will tell you that the $100 every month is too small for them to live on in Morocco. You know what damage you'll be causing to the future of this nation? Mr. Weir, you have to get involved. Honorable Minister, you have to please go back. Mr. Kamba, good afternoon. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, Chief. How you doing?
We praise God. Thank God. Country among the living. Thanks for asking. I hope you had a wonderful day as well.
Oh, yes. I have a fantastic day today.
Okay. Did you follow today again? The hearing? I started following it, but people were talking nonsense, so I left.
No, it's to my understanding they did not have a hearing today. They postponed the hearing to Monday.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay.
Yeah, Monday they will be having the hearing, and the hearing will be for, I think, the two witnesses from NEC, from Abu and the National Election Commission, and
Right.
hopefully they will end their cross-examination on Monday, and we are hopeful that maybe on Tuesday or Wednesday, NEC will render their ruling.
Right. Right.
And that ruling will be in favor of Tilia Ure. Because
Well, you are suspecting. You are, trying to vision that indeed it will be. I mean, it's not definite. So the ruling is in the hands of judges. So let's leave that yet.
you will just take my words to the bank.
I don't know.
And
I don't
you
know
will
what you
encash
mean.
something from there.
Kamba, let me understand that language today, because it's language that I can only hear in the Labrador community. What does it mean? Take my word to the bank.
Meaning that any result that will come, or what the person is saying to you, it is the truth. That
Right.
Because normally when you go to the bank, they give you check, you go to the bank, you can go in cash. So what the person is telling you, that take my word to the bank.
Right.
Meaning that what the person is saying to you is nothing else but the truth. Nothing less. So that's the reason why you can hear us saying, take my word to the bank.
But the corrupt people can carry their money to the bank too. They keep the money.
Yeah, but they have the hope that when they carry it to the bank, in return they will receive their money back, even though it is corrupt, but they will receive their money. And what you put there, you will receive it. So that's the reason why we normally use that that terminology,
Right.
that take my word to the bank.
Okay.
What I'm saying in short is that if you listen to the testimony of the witnesses that NEC produce, even the database may fraud. Certain part of it, he never wanted to go down the history, he alone, when they asked him the question as to whether the 2017 final registration rule, or the instruction that was given by the Supreme Court to clean the final registration rule, whether he did it. He said he must ask the National Election Commission, as though he is not part of the National Election Commission. Later on, they asked him again, did Kokoya instruct you to clean the final registration rule? He said, you go ask Kokoya. So can you imagine that then when they brought witnesses, the guys just shivering in those seats, in that witness seat, shivering. They don't even know what they were saying. So it's a clear indication that this by-election, Tilia won it with landslide victory. But I'm suspecting something, and just keep it for a history. Maybe at the end of the day, you will say, yes, John was saying the right thing. What happened is that at the final analysis, they will have to go for rerun of the election in those 20 polling places. But NEC has a guideline that states that if they don't have money for a specific rerun of certain portion of the election, certain part that the election funds were taken, they will either nullify those places and announce the results that they have that are problem free. So I am of the strongest conviction that that's what they will do, because this government does not have money. So those 20 quarantine polling places that they already have problem with, they will not touch them. So those polling places that they does not have contention about, they will go ahead, do the accounting. After that, they will announce the results. That's what I'm sure of. So, and when they do that, automatically Abu Kamara cannot defeat Tilia in those areas, because
Yeah.
where they manipulated, there where they have problem with.
Yeah.
So there where we are right now.
Yesterday I was following. There was a guy there who was sitting in the seat. That guy drank, I don't know, one drum of water before he left from there.
That
And
he the one that fraud. That
everything
fraud, that the man that is the database at neck. That's the database man at neck.
the man kept using the word progressive. You know, I said, what kind of man is this?
Then they asked him because NEC ruled in 2017 that they should not use FUM or any device to locate people where they should go and vote. So when they asked him that question, he said they asked him whether he used FUM in the by-election. He said, we use a device. So I tend to wonder whether a FUM is not a device.
No, by having a contest is not a device. It's something else. It's a phone.
You see where we are?
Mr. Kamba, Connor A. Kemon just said here, good evening, my powerful chairman. Are you chairman of what? Chairman of what?
Oh, chairman of MADAS, the movement for the election of Ibrahim Darius Dillon as senator.
Oh, that's a role you were serving.
Oh yeah, I was serving in that capacity.
Okay.
So I'm the biggest chairman in the Republic of Liberia.
No, you are
the biggest chairman.
Yeah. That's more man talking to audience. You got to respect him.
And more besides that, I share a platform with a certain representative, and I defeated the representative within his own district. Can you imagine that?
Wow. Well done.
Akaros Gray had a platform. Okay. Akaros Gray had a talk show on OKFM by 10 to 11. And also I was having another program there from 11 to 12. So two of us were computing. He was selling his candidate. I was selling my candidate as well. So can you imagine? I sold my candidate very well, professionally, and the people bought my candidate overwhelmingly over the city representative. Over a city representative. And even in the district of the representative, his own district, we are massively whipped in.
All right, Mr. Chairman, thank you. Thanks to Mr. Kamon for introducing the honorable year. I didn't know the role he played.
I wanted to do my thing in my proper. Corner.
As of today, now when he's on our show, we refer to him as Mr. Chairman. And so, let's go. There are a lot of things, a couple of things I tried to flag out today, this afternoon for us to discuss, and which, of course, I would love for you to actually propine on as well and give your candid response to them. First is the issue of the students in Morocco. You must have listened to both the foreign minister and the minister of education, almost as a threat to the students that comes what may. He is going back. He is going back to the status quo, meaning these children now from now they'll be receiving $100 every month, not $350 or $400 every month. If they want to stay, they can stay. If they don't want to stay, he's ready to give their tickets for them to come back. And also the issue of LMP. About this one, I wanted to read the autopsy report first. LMP came out with the autopsy report. But perhaps the last one, or the second to the last, Honorable Side Joseph versus President Weah. You remember? I mean, we saw in this in the paper, yeah, and the president came up with a reaction. So it's almost like the honorable man versus the chief executive. And then the last one is about the CDC USA. What I heard is a few of the guys, about 3 guys left from the States. They went to Liberia a couple of weeks ago. They were there. They fought tirelessly to meet with the president or their standard bearer. They couldn't meet him because all of those that are before the president, the battalions before the president couldn't allow them to see him. So we're asking now, is it dreams come to an end, or are CDC members in Liberia more valued than those in the USA? So these are the things we have on the plate. If you care to, you can comment on any of them before you leave us.
Yeah, let me start with the last one, the issue of the CDC. It's not strange. It is not a strange thing. Even those that are in Liberia currently are facing similar situation. So for them, I don't know, but they will not even see him until they leave. Once it is about them going through the proper China. You know, those guys that are around President Weah, they are a bunch of sycophants. And they are the one keep telling President Weah that everything is okay in this country. That people should not even worry that in fact his defeating them in their stronghold is not nothing, because you know they will improve because they give justifiable reasons why they defeated them. But let me say this, don't be surprised. President Weah's popularity will continue to dwindle until 2020. In 2020, the only way President Weah will wake up when he lost almost all of the seats in the country. Then he will realize that he's not governing well. I am very sure that President Weah might not end his 6 years, and it will be done democratically. How? 2020 will remove almost all of the senators that are there and place in senators that are vocal, that are well-intentioned. They will draft a bill to impeach the president, and they will succeed. But then you will not have a bunch of sycophants in that Senate. Trust me, it will happen. Because you can't get the country. Look at your own partisans, those that sponsor you, those that give you money. Because the diaspora help. The team from the diaspora can help in every given political situation in our country. Because they put their resources together, even though they are not on the ground, but they will give their resources to ensure that that particular candidate that they're supporting wins the election. But if for any reason that they will put in their resources, and then at the end of the day, the person that they've supported, and when they come to see that person and they are no longer in that driving seat to see that candidate, trust me, those guys will go with frustration, and at the end of the day, there will be a dark day for CDC within the US, because those guys will rethink, recalibrate, and try to support another party that they believe strongly that their interests will be recognized, their presence will be recognized, what the little thing that they are doing for the party will be recognized. They will certainly do that. So for me, it's not a strange thing. And to the issue of the students in Morocco, look, the government need to tell the students that they don't have money. Let them just be, very frank to the students that they don't have money, that they can continue with the program. Just be fair enough and tell the people, because for God's sake, people will leave their country to go. What Manazeli did not do? What Manazeli did not do? Manazeli, even though they had those little challenges, the students used to cry, but the moment they cry, former President Ellen Johnson-Sirleaf used to make sure that the students receive their stampings. President Weah, The children said it. They say, oh, the argument they were pushing, the student fail. Most of them fail in the various subjects that they went to study.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would you say that if you God get patient for us, my brother? God get patient for us. But what I can say to the student is that if they think that $100 is very small, let them send the plane ticket and come back home. The little knowledge they have, they can be able to impart the other citizens that are in the country.
Mr. Chairman, the thing here, they went last October, and this is the similar thing happened to us when we were sent to Cuba. When you go to this nation, the first thing you have to do is 1 complete year learning the language.
To learn the language, yeah.
So as far as we are concerned, those children are still doing their language program. That this September coming out, they're supposed to go to their various universities.
Yes.
So the minister didn't say the truth that 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 some of them fail their courses also. They haven't started. How can they fail? No.
Yeah. And what besides that, brother, is that the point there is that the selection they can make in getting those students on the scholarship, they do it on a spoil system. They do not do it on a merit system. That scholarship is for scholars. It's not for people because your relatives and friends are there. Because your friends and relatives, you have them in the community and they are not doing anything, you go and place them there. It is for merit. People who merit those scholarships should be given those scholarships, but they are not doing it because now under the leadership, by leadership, whether you qualify or not, I'm John Kangba and I have that opportunity, and my brother is here, who I know fully well that is not competent to do the work, is not qualified, but because I'm in the lead and recommending people, I will take him and recommend him and make sure that he's selected. When he gets there, he desperately perform. It will come on the government. So these scholarships should be given to scholars. It should be on a meritocratic basis. The people should merit it. It should not be on the spoil system. That's why they're suffering this government. And now the children went there, they're supposed to study the language. And some people are fast in picking the language. Some people are slow in picking up the language. Some people, they will spend close to a year, sometimes a year plus before they understand the language very well. So why will you say to them? So I think the government can do more than this. The money, President Weah get money. President Weah is a millionaire. President Weah came to power, he started building his structure all around the place. So let him borrow us some of the money so that we can give the children, pay the children their what we owe them. And then later on, when the government receive funding, then they can reimburse him. I think they can do it that way. It can help us.
That's a plenty of money. I think that's the fear they have now because the previous agreement, which I read the MOU here did for yesterday, it's about $400 every month. So that 10 months now they owe the children. So 10 months.
4,000.
Yeah, I mean 10 months now the children been struggling over there. Some of them, I've talked to them every day, and they say, they're going through challenges also. And I know what it is to live in a foreign country, in a foreign land as a foreign student, and you don't have no income. It happened to us in Cuba. In Cuba, we almost died there. We sold everything. All our tobacco that we carried for 5 years, we have to sell them to our own African brothers before we can even be able to buy toothpaste or soap. I'm not even talking about food. Yeah. So, and you're not even allowed to work, and not only being allowed to work, but first of all, you can't even speak the English, so you can't even go in somebody Kobo shop to even go watch DJ and get paid or eat something.
Yeah.
No. The same thing the children are going. And when I look at these children on the video, they are all kids. They're 16, 17. It's just because they are so clever in school. Yeah. How come they got this opportunity? But I'm telling you, this is a huge opportunity that Liberia will be missing if these children happen to come back, because what I heard from those children, the way they are hungry for what they want to study and how they want to give back to Liberia. My brother, if we bring those children back, Liberia is going back the same level of that we're taking these children back.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Can you imagine, before I take leave of you, can you imagine all the processes that were set by this by the former government? This government have come and spoil almost everything. Now, as I speak to you, the judiciary is complaining that they have not taken pay. Even the staffers at the legislature, they are not taking pay. Almost relatively everybody in this country, they are not taking pay in time anymore. Where this country is going? Where this country is going? I think we all need to put our forces together to ensure that this government do the right things. If President Weah cannot make it again, let us know. And it's not a bad thing to just openly come out and tell the Liberian people that enough is enough. I cannot make it as a government or as a president, as a leader over this country. The best way we can do it is that let me just honorably resign and let us find somebody that will steer the affair of this country. I think it would be best for us. Then for us to continue like this. I can't lie to you, brother. Before we reach 2020, the US dollars will suffer us in this country to the point that people will start to park their vehicles and people will begin to walk distances. Can you imagine today the US rate is 206, 208, some places 210 for a dollar. Yes, for a dollar, $210 for a dollar. So where are we going? Prices just continue to increase on the market. So, brother, thank you for the level of work you continue to do. And
Mr. Chairman, no, the last one. Let's talk about the last one. I can't leave you here. You can't comment on this thing yet. Let me just read the headlines. This one says here, Senator Sir Joseph dismisses presidential appointee. And the other headline came out later and says, Senator Sir Joseph lied on President Weah, did not receive mandate to dismiss anybody.
They know what they up to. You know why? They know what they up to. You know, the sophistication of the president matters in every country. President Weah is not sophisticated. That's the reason why anybody can just rile him. Why would Senator Sir Joseph knowingly made an appointment? Because I read his communication, he said President Weah asked him, because since he was then the head of the health sector, at the lower house, he was the head there. And President Weah asked him to recommend somebody that he knows that can steer that identical sector or that identical branch of the government. That's how he did the recommendation, and even appointed the director and the deputy and all. That's what he did. So now it reached to the point that he wants, because the man is not going in line with what he wants the guy to do, then he decided to dismiss the man. Then why now the guy saying, no, you can't dismiss me because you don't have the authority to dismiss me. So there where now he incited other co-workers that, oh boy, the man, the president did not appoint him, I brought him here. So you guys can carry on the issue that he was not appointed by the president, so he need to go. That's the reason why they said let the people come back to status quo ante. That's status quo ante now. Sir Joseph is saying the man should leave. The man said, no, I can't leave right now. We have to have somebody that is close to, that is knowledgeable to the sector. Because the issue of drugs and other things, tramadol, people taking tramadol all around the place here, we need to regulate it properly. This thing that it should not happen. Right. But what I'm saying is that let us have the rightful person, then that person can take over. So Sir Joseph knows very well what he was doing, and because he ran on the gullibility of the president, because the president does not understand the terrain, does not understand it very well, so he ran over it. And that statement that is coming from the president office, the president can do more. The president can do more. He can do more. Not to be using the deputy press secretary. Because even the secretary proper, the man is not qualified for the work. So can you imagine the deputy will be speaking always for his boss? I think the boss need to be speaking. Yeah. The boss needs to be speaking. Since President Weah took over, they have not organized any press conference that the president of the Republic of Liberia will be speaking directly to the people, and the journalists go there to query the president up to present. It is not offering well for this government. It's not offering well for President Weah. He needs to know what is happening out there. When these journalists go to him and be able to have a press conference with him, tete-a-tete discussion with him, then he will get to know what is happening in our country. Yeah. But what I'm sensing is that this president is not yielding to any of us anymore. I will surprise you. It will surprise you to know that President Weah convoy now is more than 50 vehicles.
What?
Yaga. Somebody will tell you this again. It is more than 50 vehicles in his convoy. President, no. Besides that, President Weah, can you imagine when President Weah is coming? You always spend sort of 15 minutes or 10 minutes waiting for him to come. That what is happening in our country today. Wow. Somebody will tell you that also. President Weah he tasted the power now. The power is getting in him too much. It's getting in him too much. If you listen to him when he went to delegate the market at Oro, I don't know whether you listening to him.
Yeah, somebody said it to me. I haven't listened to it yet.
Please try to listen to it. With all the defeat, they defeated him in his stronghold. But President Weah is still saying that he is the best president Liberia have ever produced. In fact, he's the record breaker. He breaks records. Oh yes, that's what President Weah said. And when he said he's the best record breaker, I agree with him. You know why I agree with him?
He didn't define it. He just left it like that, right?
No, but I know. No, he defined it. He defined it, but I agree with him. You know why I agree with him?
In a sense, okay.
In the history of this country, he's the first president that took over in less than 6 months, built condominiums for himself. So he broke the record. President Weah broke the record because, number one, since the foundation of this country, to see a president that is violating almost all of the law, it is only President Weah who is doing that. So he's a record breaker. I agree with him from that angle. So just patiently watch that that ceremony, and you will listen to more. Can you imagine? But I don't want to go to his grammar and his mistakes, because he said he deleted some hots and whatsoever. So I don't want to go there.
For me, I don't like to judge anybody on that, because the language we borrow it. So we try.
Yeah,
to
certainly.
Make it use. Anyway, brother, thank you so much, Honorable Chairman. We want to wish you a very good evening. Then, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the work that you continue to do.
Thank you. Mr. Kamba is an interesting fellow as well, a great analyzer. Let's take a short musical break. We're gonna play you a short gospel. I think it's gospel from Kisi. That's a very short musical break there. Gospel music from Lofa County and Kisi, actually. Let me go now, take you straight to this. Thank you. If you want, you can call. Those of you who want to really call, and maybe you don't want to call on camera, the number is on the dashboard there. You can call that number. Let me welcome you, my brother, Joe Bakio. Welcome. I hope you are doing well there. I hope you're doing well there, Joe. Okay, the number is on the dashboard there. You can call that number and be able to participate. Yes, and speak on some of those issues that I'm discussing or have on the plate here this afternoon, this morning, or this evening. But let me go straight to the autopsy report. read out to you what the Liberian National Police came up with. And this autopsy report actually isn't about Ode Shaman, but a few other people. The LMP releases 2 autopsy reports and other updates. Autopsy report of the late Yvonne Yatta Kamara, Mosorado County, on June 6, 2019, at about 600 hours, a Sierra Leonean female was discovered. This is the story now. On June 6, 2019, at about 600 hours, a Sierra Leonean female was discovered lying unconscious at the Palm Spring Resort in one of the rooms, number 308. She was taken to the John F. Kennedy Medical Hospital and later pronounced dead by doctors on duty. Police preliminary investigative report established that there was a need for an autopsy to be conducted on the body to determine the cause of death. On July 3rd, 2019, at 1:20 p.m., 2 specialized and trained Liberian pathologists, Doctors Ziobon B. Pate and Benedict B. Cooley, carried out a post-mortem examination of the deceased at the John F. Kennedy Memorial Hospital. The autopsy was done in the presence of representatives from the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, the Liberian National Police, coroner officers, and the Women in Peace Building Network. The outcome of the post-mortem examination conducted on the body of the Sierra Leonean national, Yvonne Yatta Kamara, shows that she died naturally as a result of a sudden cardiac arrest. Autopsy report of the late Faya Ketor, Grand Bassa County. On March 22nd, 2019, the late Faya Ketor was taken to the Liberia Agriculture Company LAC Hospital after complaining of vomiting, loss of appetite, and generalized body trembling, and was diagnosed of malaria. On March 24, 2019, at 5 p.m., the victim talked to himself and later left the hospital in an attempt to attend church, but reported missing at 7 p.m. the same day. On March 30, 2019, the deceased victim's lifeless body was found in an abolished rubber tapping bush near the hospital camp. The Ministry of Justice immediately called for the conduct of an autopsy to establish cause of death as to whether there was foul play or not. On April 3rd, 2019, at 400 hours p.m., Doctors Zobon B. Pate and Benedict B. Cooley were invited to carry out the post-mortem examination at the Abraham Roberts funeral. The examination was conducted in the presence of the brother of the deceased, Edwin Keto, Henry K. Faya, family member, a local group, CHT Basa, C. Cowboy Semeli, and the president of a local group, WSDYD Stephen Z. Gawe Jr. The outcome of the report revealed that the deceased, Faya Keto, died as a result of progressive primary pulmonary tuberculosis, and that there was no foul play. So he died of tuberculosis. Broad Street robbery. On July 31st, 2019, at about 14:30 hours, suspect Jefferson N. Doe, 22-year-old, and a resident of Breville, was arrested, investigated, charged, and forwarded to the Monrovia City Court for prosecution. Suspect Doe was arrested on Randall Street, predicated upon a complaint filed in by victim Lawrence Sati, a resident of Benson Street. Accordingly, on Wednesday, July 31st, 2019, at about 0600 hours, he parked his a tricycle keke in front of the Ministry of Finance to wait for the heavy downpour of rain to subside. According to victim Sati, while waiting for the rain, suspect Doe criminally took his tricycle and drove it away. Victim Sati further told police investigators that in the process of attempting to retrieve his tricycle, keke, suspect Doe fell in a self-defense and fled into the LUBDR building. During police preliminary investigation, it was established that suspect Jefferson Nangbe Doe pointed a toy gun to scare and prevent the angry crowd from arresting him, and threatened to shoot the security at the LUBR building while running into the building. The preliminary probe further revealed that suspect Doe had admitted to the commission of the crime. In view of the above mentioned, coupled with the voluntary admission to the crimes, the anti-robbery section of the Liberia National Police has resolved to charge suspect Jefferson Nangbe Doe with the crimes theft of property, criminal mischief, and terroristic threat, which are in violation of Chapter 14 and 15, Section 15.51, Section 15.5, and Section 14.24 of the revised Penal Code of the Republic of Liberia, and forwarded to court. Red light riot on Sunday, the 4th of August 2019. Following the August 4th, 2019 riot at Red Light, Painesville, the Liberia National Police has arrested 12 individuals. On August the 4th, 2019, at 09:45 hours, a group of angry crowd went after some substance abusers, Azokos, with deadly instruments believed to be sticks and rocks, in avenging the stabbing to death of a private security. Flomo Johnson, a resident of Johnsonville in the Pipeline community. The Liberian National Police immediately intervened and restored calm in the area, despite the mob action on the part of the mob actors, which left several areas vandalized. Meanwhile, the Liberian National Police has arrested Mayango Colley, a resident of the Painesville Wood Camp, and efforts are also being made to arrest a man only identified as G Money, a resident of West Point, who are said to be prime suspects linked to the commission of the act. The LMP has also investigated, charged, and sent to court several individuals linked to the mob violence that occurred Sunday, August the 4th, 2019 in Painesville. Those arrested include Simeon Ben, 20 years old, Manuel Boy, 25, Rube Zamin, 16, Joma Diallo, 29, Isaiah Seyo, 19, Junior Davis, 17, Seymour Smith, 22, others I, Ishmael Johnson, 22, Manon Supu, 28, J. Fatuma Foley, 22, Morba Joma, 18, and Perry Doma, 30. These individuals were charged with multiple crimes, including rioting, arson, criminal mischief, and aggravated assault in violation of Chapter 17, Section 14.20, respectively, of the New Penal Code of Liberia. They have been forwarded to court for prosecution. Liberian National Police clarifies reports of attacks against Benino Ure's family. The Liberian National Police clarifies that at no time was Mr. Benino Ure, the political leader of the All Liberian Party, and his family attacked by unknown and armed men. An LMP investigation established that Mr. Ure's alarm was based on the visitation to his farm by some Israeli military trainers who had gone to the Awaki farm to entertain themselves. The Israeli military trainers are in the country to help provide specialized training for some members of the armed forces of Liberia. LMP clarifies fake Facebook account. The Liberian National Police attention has been drawn to the setting of a Facebook account purportedly duped as an LMP official account, duplicated by unscrupulous persons for the sole purpose of denigrating its image. The fake account information, which went viral on Facebook, portrayed a caricature of the works of the LMP. The LMP strongly condemns such act and warns that perpetrators will be made to face the full weight of the law. Meanwhile, and finally, the leadership has embarked on an intelligent cyber probe to ensuring that those responsible are brought to book. All right, that is the autopsy report and in detail reports with respect to what the LMP has been doing for the past couple of months. Just giving us reports here about their pieces of work they've been doing. And so let's go now. Just before I come to my lines are open if you want to call to this Saturday. There are people just want to sit down and listen to me also. But if you want to call, you can call the number. If you want to call off video, the number is on the dashboard as well. If you want to call via the video for us to see you, you can. My lines are activated and you can call. But let me just take you to a few headlines before I come to this story, to the next talking point here. Honorable Sir Sir Joseph and versus the president. Let's go to the news. Public trust. A couple of stories of interest here. This one says here, natural resources are not benefiting citizens. Representative Gosua wants mineral laws revised. Natural resources not benefiting citizens. Representative Gosua wants mineral laws revised. Police arrest 4 suspected notorious criminals in Margibi, Liberia. And those 4 suspected criminals are sitting there. Rwanda and Liberia. How patriotism focused leadership versus progress and progression. Retrogression, sorry. How patriotism focused leadership versus progress and retrogression. Right. And this one says Liberian students in Morocco deny failing as government threatening to recall 11. You see that the thing we're talking about here. So the students are saying that no, nobody failed out. So they don't believe what the minister said on Thursday. Special House Committee to probe Marathon Executive Mansion renovation under Elling. You know, yeah, I mean it's good to refer to it as a marathon, yeah, because it's every year we hear about it, every year we raise budget, every year 20 million now plus. I mean, I don't know, the building can finish, the building. I don't know, 20 million we spent already. This one say sea erosion sweeping away homes in Monrovia's Cinco suburb. So the Atlantic Ocean is really angry there, and I don't know now how the people of West Point are actually managing. International Justice Group criticizes acquittal judgment for vanished shaman and others. Wow. International Justice Group criticizes acquittal judgment for vanished shaman and others. You know, this is the case that the drug council of vanished shaman and Honorable vanished shaman and the rest of the guys, they said they are all innocent into this case. Let me take this story before I come to the president's versus I call it Sir Joseph, Honorable Sir Joseph, which the Honorable could come on the platform today, but it's not. Actually, it's the opinion, culture of our time, opinion by James S. Shelou. Okay, so opinion, but very lengthy, so I'm not going to go into it. Let me just strictly go to this story. The president and Honorable Sir Joseph. Let me start off with a bit of Honorable Sir Joseph. Go back August 10, 2018. Co-concedes in Bond County as Sir Joseph maintains lead in Maserado race. That's last year, August 2018. This one says Sir Joseph elected senator by less than 10% of registered voters in Maserado. That's August the 7th, courtesy of Front Page Africa. Up again, we're just trying to build Honorable Sir Joseph profile here. Maserado District 13 petitions Edward Fromo to replace Sir Joseph. Oh, that's yeah. Senator Sir Joseph donates 24-seater bus to Maserado County District 16, June 3rd, 2019. Let's go to June 27, 2019. Maserado Senator Sir Joseph offers Liberian dollars 1 million ransom to manhunt murder suspect. Let's go to this July 3rd, 2019. Senator Sai Joseph replaces Do Sharif as chairman on executive at the Senate. Oh, I see where the problem coming from. I see. Oh, so I think we'll have Dr. Coleman stay there. So he stays chair on health. Let me read the headline again. July the 3rd, 2019. Senator Sai Joseph replaces Do Sharif as chairman on executive at the Senate. So we're getting the connection from there, right? July 12th, 2019. Senator Sai Joseph refuses to take late Do Sharif's seat in the Senate chamber. Senator Sai Joseph refuses to take late Do Sharif's seat in Senate chamber. That's July 12, 2019. August 6, 2019. Senator Sai Joseph dismisses presidential appointee. August 6, 2019. Senator Sai Joseph dismisses presidential appointee. Then August the 8th, 2 days after, Senator Sai Joseph lied on President Weah. Did not receive mandate to dismiss. So these are the stories stories we're coming to flag out. Let's look at the dismissal communication first with the honorable, and then from there we look at the other story. Senator Sai Joseph dismisses a presidential appointee. The constitutional power given to the presidency of Liberia is probably being hijacked by some influential lawmakers of the Congress for Democratic Change (CDC). President George Manuel Weah keeps being criticized in the public for allegedly allowing people believed to be his confidants to make major decisions in government. There are reports that citizens in various ministries and agencies are said to be seeking the removal of non-citizens from their posts for them to be filled by their party stewards. As these partisans are said to be fighting to replace non-citizens on jobs, some influential lawmakers from the CDC are, on the other hand, allegedly usurping the executive branch power by dismissing presidential appointees. One of such lawmakers is Senator Sir H. Joseph of Montserrat County. Senator Joseph and the chairman of the House's Committee on Health, Representative Joseph Somwabi, are now allegedly usurping the function of President George Weah by appointing and dismissing people from the executive. Senator Sir Joseph, in the communication addressed to the Human Resource Manager of the Liberia Medicines and Health Product Regulatory Authority, instructed that the Managing Director of the LMHRA be replaced with immediate effect by the HR. The copy of the communication in the possession of this newspaper reads, "It is an honor to present to you my compliments and write to inform you of the President's mandate. It would be recalled that by the President's mandate, all HRs were asked to supervise all activities at all government ministries and agencies. Senator Joseph claimed that he got the mandate from President Weah to ask the HR to take over the entity and let go the current managing director, Mr. Davis Sumo. But the office of the president has clarified that it is not in the know of such mandate from the president to Senator Joseph. Deputy Presidential Press Secretary Smith Toby told Front Page Africa via mobile, I haven't seen the communications you are talking about, and I don't know anything about it. But I will talk to the president about that, and I will get back to you after I meet the president. Toby explained. Based on the mandate from Senator Joseph, the HR also wrote Mr. Sumo that he, HR, has now taken over the entity. In the same vein, both Honorable Somwabi and Honorable Joseph have informed me, HR Joseph Reed, that the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Dr. George M. Weah, has mandated that we return to status quo at the authority, meaning that I take over until all administrative functions, until he appoints a new MD, the HR said in his letter to Mr. Sumo. The chairman of the House Committee on Health, Representative Joseph Samwabi, confirmed the communications from the office of Senator Joseph ordering the HR to take over. Representative Samwabi, however, said that it is not advisable for members of the legislature, which is a different branch of government, to appoint or dismiss someone from another branch of government. Nobody should assume the functions of the president, because it is the sole responsibility of the president to constitute the board of directors and appoint a new managing director. The president should be given the chance because he is aware of his appointing power that is enshrined in the Constitution of Liberia. Representative Somwabi of Liberia of Niba County noted. Representative Somwabi, a former employee of the LMHRA, further said, "It was only surprising this morning that I got information that Senator Sir Joseph has written the LMHRA's HR Reed to inform the current MD Sumo to return to status quo. I had a meeting with some of the employees who have been accusing the MD, and it was the time they told me," he explained. The morning Representative Samwabi referred to was Wednesday, July 24, 2019. He stated further that at the end of the briefing, some of the entity's employees informed him that Senator Joseph has already taken the decision to remove the current MD, which he said was surprising for a lawmaker to write a government entity informing them to return to status quo. So the current administrator is still acting until President Weah can do the appointment for a new managing director. So that was what we discussed during the meeting, he said. According to Representative Somwabi, it is not the responsibility of any lawmaker to remove or ask for the removal of appointed officials of government, because he disclosed that they had met with the president and he, president, didn't tell them about any letter from his office. So it surprised him to hear that Senator Joseph had written a letter to remove an appointed official of government. The president's decision to call for an investigation at the LMHRA was based on some civil society organizations alleged sponsored by some Lebanese pharmacy owners who that felt they have been suppressed by Sumo's team action in curbing fake drugs from the Liberian market. The owner of Eta Pharmacy on Benson Street, a Lebanese national, Mr. Nabi Eta, who is said to be a friend of Senator Joseph, was said to be behind the protest against Mr. Sumo. Mr. Eta refused to comment further on the allegation of being behind the civil society group. Eta, however, said anyone who has any qualm against him should go to court. And the Bani people get power in Liberia. You send them to court setup for nothing. So that's the letter there. That's the story where the story started. Senator Sir Joseph dismisses presidential appointee. Let me go back and in response, because when I heard the story, I was did address it on the platform here, and I was calling for the president to speak out on this issue. Senator Sir Joseph lied. President Weah did not receive mandate to dismiss presidential appointees. So that's the story there on the 8th of August. His story came up on the 6th of August. Sir Joseph lied on Weah. That's the banner headlines there. It is now clear that Morocco County Senator Sir H. Joseph lied when he wrote and ordered the dismissal of the managing director of the Liberia Medicines and Health Products Regulatory Authority, LMHRA, pharmacist Joseph Sumo. Senator Joseph, who is an executive member of the ruling Coalition for Democratic Change, CDC, and a legislature, had reportedly lied on President George Weah when ordered the dismissal. According to him, the president had given him the go-ahead to issue the dismissal of pharmacist Sumo of his post and replace him with the entity's human resource manager. Copy of the dismissal letter in our possession reads, "It is an honor to present to you my compliments and write to inform you of the president's mandate. It will be recalled that by the president's mandate, all HRs were asked to supervise all activities at all government ministries and agencies." President's office response. But the office of the president, through the press secretary, Mr. Isaac Solo Kleber, has distanced the president from Senator Joseph's claims that he got his power to dismiss from him. Where? Phoning in on a morning talk show which was being aired by Prime FM 105.5 Tuesday, August the 7th, the presidential press secretary disclosed that the president has not issued any mandate to Senator Joseph to remove the managing director of the LMHRA as he has been claimed by the senator. I repeat, the president did not tell anybody to dismiss anyone at the LMHRA. It is the responsibility of the president to make appointment and dismiss any official of government. He did not instruct anyone to perform such duty. Kelber stated emphatically. Later on Wednesday, August the 7th, in an executive mansion's press release, the president termed as unacceptable the attempted usurpation of his constitutional authority by officials of government. In the widely circulated letter dated July 19, 2019, Morocco County Senator Sir Joseph wrote and sought to effect an appointment and a dismissal at the Liberia Medicines and Health Products Regulatory Authority (MHRA), thus improperly arrogating unto himself the power to grant someone the authority to serve as managing director of the Liberia Medicines and Health Product Regulatory Authority. President Weah has described his action as an unlawful act that runs contrary to Article 56A of the Constitution of Liberia, which grants exclusive authority to the President of the Republic to appoint all such officials. The President has also expressed disapproval of this attempted usurpation of his function and reiterates the call to all officials of the government to carry out their duties in accordance with law and to work diligently to improve the lives of the Liberian people. The President warns of corrective measures should such flagrant attempt to exercise his constitutional responsibility occur again. Meanwhile, President Weah has directed that all actions of appointment and dismissal carried out at LMHRA as a result of Senator Joseph's communications are null. He has also directed the Ministry of Finance to effect a freeze on all accounts of the entity pending a review of its financial records. Since news broke of the senator's alleged or illegal action few days ago, he has been harshly criticized in the public for trying to assure the function of the executive when he is another branch of government. Before Sumo's ordeal with the senator, he had come under attack from major pharmaceutical products importers, most of whom are Lebanese and Indians. Sumo has been heavily clamping down on people pushing fake medical drugs on the Liberian market. The MD has also come under attack from borrowed civil society groups which have accused him of corruption, including allegedly creating multiple payrolls at LMHRA. One of the main allegations against Mr. Sumo is that he had requested a bank to credit the account of the entity with at least US $78,000 and that he wanted to surreptitiously use this money on his personal business and not the entities. Wow. Responding to this allegation Tuesday, August 6, Sumo said he had requested the overdraft from the bank so as to pay salaries and order for LMHRA's employees as they have not been paid their salaries for 3 months. The president has reportedly been misled that the MD Sumo got the loan and misapplied it personally. MD Sumo further stated that the decision to request the bank had been agreed upon in a senior staff meeting. Providing clarity on the issue of separate payroll, the LMHRA accountant Del T. Nambe said that the budget line for the LMHRA at the Ministry of Finance is in twofold: the salary budget line and general allowance budget line. He noted that usually at the LMHRA, the payroll is being divided into two categories, USD and Liberian dollars. On the overdraft, Nambe said it was agreed that should the overdraft come, it would be used to pay staff. He stressed that the medical regulatory authority is faced with serious financial constraints like most public entities. He alleged that Senator Joseph had recommended 25 individuals for employment and that increased the financial burden of LMHRA. When he recommended the 25 persons, Senator Joseph, in his letter of recommendation, stated that those individuals are capable, suitable, and fit to occupy any position at the LMHRA. I present my esteemed compliments and write to highly recommend the following capable persons whose names are attached hereto for employment to any suitable positions that best fit their qualifications at the Liberia Medicine and Health Product Regulatory Authority, LMHRA. Senator Joseph noted in his communication to Mr. Sumo on July 3rd, 2018. In the letter, those recommended, most of whom are alleged to be partisans of the ruling party, include Hugh P. Blady, Antoinette Morba, Nicholas D. Nimley, Lasana M. Dolly II, Juanita Colley, Sekou M. Beliti, Sheikh T. Kone, Mayamun Kamara, Asada B. Tekai, Patient M. K. Bonsra, Francis W. Bestman, and Arthur N. Boto. Others are James Z. Soso, Prince S. Bona, Moses S. Zogboyet, Koyo Freeman, Jesse Boto, Adolphus Say What, Trocon College, Vani Sharif, Walter Smith, Angel Aro Banda, Tita Se Ilentu, J. Koli Golopai, and Musu Kamara. According to David Sumo, the additional staff added to the entity's payroll prompted the accountant to apply for an overdraft. I don't understand how that is corruption. The money is not money that a single individual can take and pocket, he said. Medical stakeholders have called on the president to constitute the LMHRA's board of directors before appointing a new MD so as to avoid outside influence and interference. So that's the story there. I don't know if there are reactions here from Liberians who read this story. Yes, lots of reactions here. All right, and then we have there are a couple of reactions there, but we're going to take a short musical break, and then if I come back, perhaps we wrap up. Seems to be LIB. How are you, Chief? Yeah, so hopefully tomorrow in a special edition, we'll go and have a look at this letter. Communication from the International Justice Group. They wrote the government of the Republic of Liberia and outlines 18 accounts against President Weah. And of course, they fear that if these 18 accounts are not addressed, Liberia ranks are going on a sanctions. Yes, it's a long communication. Tomorrow we'll have the look, God's willing, the special edition of the program Profile Liberia. As in Washington, D.C., USA, International Justice Group outlines 18 accounts against President Weah as Liberia rakes sanctions. We'll look deep into that communication tomorrow, and so you can also participate. But yeah, this afternoon, as we slowly go into the end of the show, I just want to entertain you with gospel songs from Liberia. Traditionally, I would like to take this one here from Rebecca Wilson. She said here, whoa, look how low Liberia has become. Every citizen fighting want a chance to loot Liberia. Thank you for your contribution. Yeah, great evening to you, my brother, Michael Chi. You and my sister, eh? This one is in Loma, actually. Lofa County.
Once upon the time, in the jungle, there lay so many animals and so many trees. During the day, there were no restriction, anytime, any day. Anyone used to go up and go start free in the jungle, yeah. After they realized that everything was good, I said everyone was running after the food. Majority of the people went beyond baboon, and few people went beyond okay. The elders of the time, everything is so. After election, everybody into that some more. Let's do that some more. Everybody into that some more. Let's do that some more. Why yeah, popola. Why yeah, popola. Everybody line up, grab a partner, to the some more. Everybody line up, grab a partner, to the some more. Everybody line up, grab a partner, to the some more. Are you chop chop, monkey can I get tired? Monkey chop chop yo, monkey can I get tired? Monkey chop chop chop, monkey can I get tired? Monkey chop chop yo, monkey can I get tired? The people are in
All right, indeed. This is how I'm going to end the show with you this afternoon, this evening, or this morning. Thank you so much for listening. We are mixing some things here. We're mixing music. I wish you very, very best. The rest of your weekend. May God bless you. Enjoy your Sunday and the rest of the week. May may the Almighty God protect you and carry you and your family through. Let's continue to pray. We shouldn't give up.
Everybody right now, put your hands up.
Liberia will never move forward in a positive direction if all of us Liberians agree to it and we say the truth. No matter what, let's say the truth. Even the Holy Bible says, right? Say the truth. It shall set you free.
That's how you do the zoom.
That's the only way the nation will move forward, right? Alright, our team, to welcome us and to also say goodbye to us. People team with Bella. Suffering us. Who they care for themselves.
Liberians suffering, Liberians. We see it, we don't do it, nothing. Liberians suffering, Liberians. We see it, we don't do it, nothing.
So let me say thank you once again. Those of you who shared the video, invited other people. Those of you who stayed here up to the end. I want to say I respect you a lot. God bless you. Indeed, may God bless you. May God bless the continent of Africa. And above all else, may God bless Mama Liberia. Tomorrow we'll look at the documentary how our mothers sacrificed for the ending of the civil war in Liberia. Madam Lema Bowie and the rest of our mothers spends day and night at the fish market in Monrovia. So welcome tomorrow to watch that documentary with me. I'll be here tomorrow at 2 o'clock LRB time. You can calculate that time now to your time. The people think we are Bella. From my end, I want to say thank you. Good night and have a pleasant night. Or have a pleasant day. I'll catch up with you tomorrow, God's willing. 2 o'clock LRB time. Bye bye for now.
We die in poverty, yeah, no attention for disability. Forget the one being so and all that, now we stand divided, we go fall flat. Yeah, now we go fall flat. Now a woman will go on until he won't call. Now a woman will go on until he won't call. Yeah, they see the grass and the suffering, the massive. They see the grass and the suffering, the massive.
Thank you very much.